Alright, good to see you guys again. Welcome back to Marcanine's Pokemon Emerald playthrough. We are on episode 17. We are in Fallarbor right now. There's no gym here, but there are a couple of points of interest that we could take a look at. The first thing that I'm going to do, first thing that you should do after all those trainers, is go to the Pokemon Center and heal up. And then I'm going to go to the Pokemart and I'm going to grab some items. I have quite a big chunk of change in my pocket. It's burning a hole in these jeans, so we're going to go ahead and buy some items. You got Great Balls here and Super Potions, so grab those as you can. I'm going to grab some Paralyzed Heal because we seem to be running into a lot of Electric-type Pokemon, so I'm going to grab 5 of these. Okay. I'm going to grab some Super Repel. I'm going to grab 5 of those. I'm going to grab some Escape Ropes. Again, 5 of those. Okay, anything else worthy? Nope, nothing else that I really care to grab. Great Balls. I don't know how many I have on me, but I'm going to go ahead and just toss in another 20 for now. The Great Balls will be viable for a little bit, so we can still use these for some time. So we got that. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna want to do is I wanted to point out over in the east where we came from in Route 113. So over here, I'm not going to go and get it because I don't really care to right now, but there is a nugget that you can get on that trail. And the nuggets in the game sells for a pretty decent chunk of change. I think around like $5,000 or something like that. So pretty significant amount. There's also a lady in the Pokemon Center, I think this is her, who will teach metronome to your Pokemon. Her name's Mark, and see, you're a trainer, so that means you use the Pokemon storage system I developed. How I arrived at the conclusion is a simple deductive process. He spoke to me because he wanted to access something on his PC. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Lynette. Honestly, I'm glad to meet you. It's great you're using the system. If you could please visit me at my house. Okay, I'm mistaken. I thought there was a woman. Is this her? There was somebody here supposed to teach you metronome. I wonder what it looked like long ago. Maybe the Fossil Maniac, which is also here. Nope. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. Was it the... Where was this? I don't want to be incorrect. Was there someone? I thought there was someone in either the Pokemon Center or Pokemart that teaches you metronome one time. Hard time deciding if I should make my Skitty evolve or not. Talking about the Moonstone. Nice. Okay, I'm going to talk to this lady, and if it's not her, then I'm just going to move on, and I stand corrected. What I said wasn't true. Yep. Okay. I can teach Pokemon. There it is. Haha, I knew it. This is the old lady. If you want, I can teach your Pokemon the move metronome. Phew. I didn't want to have to pull a retraction on that one. Boom. Money won't appear, but your Pokemon will waggle a finger. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and see who actually can learn this. Alakazam only, not interested, so we'll come back another time if that's the case. Metronome, isn't that the ability that allows you to learn or like use random abilities or abilities at random, like different, I don't know, whatever. The girl's grandfather was famous. He was one of the Elite Four in the Pokemon League at one point. It wouldn't surprise me to see Flannery become a great trainer in her own right. All right, let's take a look and see what's up here. Professor Cosmo went off to Meteor Falls in Route 114 with some people from Team Magma. So there's an event later on in the game that'll actually bring you back here, and that guy will be in here. But there should be also, I think, an item in this meteorite. There it is. Yeah, so there is a nugget. So there's 2 nuggets you can get leading up to this town. One on the route right before it in Route 113, and then this one here. I didn't grab the Route 113 one, but I grabbed that one. Is this Azurill? Yeah. Oh, he's so cute. I love Azurill. All right, you got your battle tent here. I'm not going to go in there. I don't care. And this is the meteorite. Oh, this is a Move Tutor's house. Okay, so let's go take a look at this. So the Move Tutor is super useful. Unfortunately, we won't be able to use him, I don't think. This guy will teach your Pokemon any move that they could have learned up until the level that they're at. So for example, my Alakazam is at level 37, right? So if there's a move that Alakazam could have learned that he didn't up until 37, I can retrieve it here. I don't think that he'll let you learn a move after that, though, because he'll level up and learn that on his own. But he needs a heart scale, I think. You have to trade him or give him a heart scale for him to do this, so it's one at a time. So there's a finite amount of locations where you can grab heart scales on various routes, but Love Disc is also available, which is one of my favorite Pokemon, actually. Love Disc can carry a heart scale, I think about 50% of the time. So if you're farming for this purpose, catching Love Disc 50% of the time will have that. So I don't know if that's something that you want to pursue at some point, but that is a possibility if you want to make use of the Move Tutor here in Fallarbor. These moves, I can teach you move to Pokemon of yours if you'd like. I'll do it for a heart scale. Yeah, see, I don't have one, so useless. But yeah, it's good to know. In later games, specifically the current generations of Sword and Shield, This guy will just teach your Pokemon any move at any point. Like, he's a baller. He just does everything. Wasn't there like a Meteor Freak that was in this town, or is it on the route? Is this it? Or Fossil Maniac, not Meteor Freak. That was close. Man, I am all sorts of wrong today, though. I'll tell you that. Alright. Oh, there's some damage over here. Let's go... My big brother's a Fossil Maniac, who's a nice guy who loves fossils. He loves digging holes. He dug this hole all by himself. You can have this so you can dig holes just like... Yeah, TM for dig, probably. Alright. Okay. And I'm going to go in here and see what's up. What do we got going on in this area? No wild Pokemon. That's interesting. Oh, it's the Fossil Dude. What's up, guy? I'm the Fossil Maniac. I'm a nice guy who loves fossils. Thank you. Your little brother just told us the same thing. Are you, like, forcing your little brother to tell you this? It feels like there's some abuse. There's domestic violence going on here. Someone called Child Services. Do you want a fossil? But the fossils around these parts all belong to me. None for you. If you can't bear to go without a fossil, look in a desert where there are boulders and sand that may hide fossils. What a dirtbag. Hey, I'm the fossil guy. I love fossils. Duh. I'm also a super nice guy, but these are all for me. Get out, you filthy cretin, and go to the desert where you get no water and you could die of dehydration. Maybe you'll find a fossil there. What a jerk. I like to fish, but I also like to battle. If anyone challenges me, I'm there even if I'm fishing. Alright. Yeah, we got through Fallarbor really quick. I think the next town has the, is a fire-type gym. The Heat Badge, I think. Barboach. I don't remember the town's name. It's like Lava Glade or something like that. I actually have it right here. Hold on. I was looking at this. What is the name of the town? Lava Ridge. That's what it is. Okay, so we're going to head to Lava Ridge by continuing west here. But first, we're going to beat this guy. That's the thing. The one thing about YouTube that's really frustrating for me is adjusting the lighting. I feel like one day my face looks like I've gotten like the best suntan you've ever seen, and next day I look like I'm covered in red splotches. Like, I don't know, the lighting just kills me. Is this guy gonna challenge me? What's up? All my Pokemon does is roar. No one dares to come near me. Sigh, if you would, please take this TM away. This must be the TM for roar? Alright. Roar sends Pokemon scurrying. He's saying bow, bow, wow. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. So, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Not only did we approach him, but we also weren't scared. Let's go ahead and do a double battle. These guys are probably going to use a combo of water types, hence the fisherman. Let's see. Picnicker Charlotte and Fisherman Kai want to battle. Picnicker Charlotte, okay. Send out Barboach and Nuzleaf. There is no elemental advantage here, really, but I'm going to use it on Barboach, and then I'm going to fight with Slash. I tell myself the situations like this is like, he's going to use Slash because you cut wood, right? And he's a grass-type Pokemon, grass, wood, Slash, cut, I don't know, whatever. I tell myself these things just so I feel like I'm a very strategizing trainer, but it's all just junk. I'm just talking junk. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it works, so you should absolutely listen to me. What was that about, size? What? What was that about? Did mine lose in size? Oh, okay. I completely misread that text. Like, I looked at these words and it formed a sentence that was not on the screen. Oh, okay, whatever. Energy powder. I feel like it's the first time we've collected one of those. So we don't have the super rod yet, or the good rod or the super rod. We've only got the old rod right now, so we can only catch Magikarp at this point. Yeah, it's interesting, too, that the guy wants a heart scale. I don't know if there were any spots that we could have grabbed a heart scale up until now. There might have been, but we also don't have the TM for fly, so traveling is not very convenient right now for us. So even if we did find one, running back and forth just so this guy can teach a move, it's just not worth it. Besides, I think for me, Alakazam is like the tank that I have. Well, glass tank, basically, because Alakazam's standard defense is total trash. The only reason why he doesn't take a lot of damage is because he's got a high level, because I spent a couple hours grinding just to build him up so I could evolve him as quickly as possible to show you guys how that the tweaks and stuff that I made to the game work. But I think he's aside from legendary Pokemon, I think Alakazam is up there among the most powerful Pokemon with special attack. So I always try to put him out first just to get the battles over quickly. I think Cerebi.net. Cerebi? Am I saying it right? I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly. But you know what I'm talking about. That website has a list of like all the Pokemon that you can search in order for like who is the most powerful or who has the best like defense or special attack or speed or you know whatever that stat is that you're looking up. So I did some calculations with another YouTuber not too long ago. We were going to do a video together, but I stopped doing YouTube. So yeah, I guess it was 3 years ago. So it is a long time. And we were looking at a breakdown of all the stats for all the Pokemon to figure out exactly what the worst Pokemon team was. And the goal was we would take the worst Pokemon the game had to offer by extrapolating all the data revolving around all their stats and how terrible they were, and using that team as they appeared in the game, catching them and taking them in, and using that team to beat the whole game. That was just going to be kind of an experiment. And I found that the absolute worst Pokemon that there is via stats, and this was prior to Sword and Shield, so maybe things have changed, but the worst Pokemon that there is Raticate. Raticate is the worst Pokemon in the game. He has absolutely no skills or abilities that make him useful. I'm sure there are people far more clever than me that could probably put together like a pretty decent moveset for him to make him viable, but stat-wise, there's nothing you can do. Eevee and Ivy change, like the best possible combination is going to give you still a really crappy Pokemon. Like he's just totally trash. I thought that was an interesting fact. Let's see. I always, every time, if there's a rock sticking out like this, always check. But you got to look in different directions. Clicking and searching here is not the same as here and, you know, whatever. So always look around and make sure that you're taking a look. Can I fit through this? No, because this game makes no sense. All right. People that move like this guy, I feel like, are never trainers. It's always people that move, like, in erratic behavior. Just, like, zipping around like crazy. Like they've just had a ton of coffee or something. Actually, before we go in and talk to this... Oh, this is the woman that just told us to go and talk to her. What's her name? Lynette. That's right. Also, how dangerous is it, by the way, to just have, like, a sign out in front that has your first name only on it? Hey, this is where Mark lives. Okay. I'm sorry, everything is so cluttered. When I get engrossed in research, things end up this way. This is embarrassing. Please keep this a secret as... The Lototad doll. Interesting. What a junky house. Lynette's research notes, there's information about boxes, design boxes. I don't understand. Why is she being credited as the one who created the storage system? Because Bill's the one who created the PC, right? Did Bill, I think maybe he just developed the Pokemon storage system. Maybe Lynette is the one that's credited for the item storage system, which is why she gave us an item. Is that what I'm to understand? Because that lore-wise does make a little more sense. Senior and Junior, Tyra and Ivy. I don't like how that's worded. Shouldn't it be Senior, Tyra and Junior Ivy or something? I don't know. Whatever. Ooh, Graveler. If I didn't have a Psychic type Pokemon, that would be a tough one to take on. But we'll just use Psychic and one-hit KO him. And then we will slash this Roselia. You know, grass, wood, slash, cut down wood. The logic is sound. I don't know what you're giving me that look for. Like, it makes perfect sense. See? One-hit KO. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just making this stuff. I am just making it up. I promise I am. We're only winning because we've got higher level. Alright. This guy's a berry dude. It's another trainer there. Camping's fun. You can fish, roast marshmallows, and tell spooky stories. Okay. This guy must be Boy Scout Leonard or something like that. Camper Shane. You get it. That was close. I think Boy Scout Leonard was a better name anyway, but nonetheless, Sandshrew, whatever. We're going to use Psybeam just because we have more available attacks for that. 20 versus the 10 on Psychic, and Psychic is just too powerful, so I'm going to save it. I'll reserve it for something else. Nuzleaf. I don't know why I did that. I should have put out Combuskin. You know how it is. It's like when they're throwing dialogue boxes at you, you just mash the B button constantly until you can get right through it. Like, I don't think there's anyone I've ever known that has ever read all the text. Did I just do this twice in a row? I'm so stupid. Okay. I don't think these moves are going to work, actually. We are going to switch out. Level 20 versus 18, so we have element and level advantage, but not by a lot, so we'll still take damage. And growth didn't do anything. Also, Nuzleaf is the creepiest Pokemon. Why do they give him, like, single pixel dot nipples? I don't get it. So weird. Who does that? Who gives Pokemon nipples, like, in the first place, right? It's just creepy. Alright, so there's that guy. I'm gonna go down here. Okay, let me double check and see. I knew it! See, I told you. Always check these rocks. Alright, let's also talk to this guy, because he's gonna probably want to fight. And then we'll go up to the west, or the northwestern area. Ew. Pokemaniac Steve. Dude, this guy is, like, one top half away from being a furry. That's disgusting. I'm very uncomfortable right now. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter against you. Pokemon Company, Game Freak, I'm very unhappy with the inclusion of the furry community in my Pokemon games. I understand that we want to be all-inclusive and we want to be accepting of everyone, but that's one group that I'm just not interested in supporting. Take your fox outfits somewhere else. Alright, another opportunity to catch Lotad. We talked about this earlier in the Pokemon playthrough, but you can catch Lotad relatively early in the game, like real early. I think before you get to Petalburg, you can get him. We're going to go and smash this rock. Thank you. Alright, for that. Protein, so we got carbos and protein. If you don't know what those are, these are the vitamins that you can give your Pokemon to help build certain stats. We aren't doing this, but anytime your Pokemon is raising or is battling, the experience that it gets and the battles that it takes and the levels that it grows, no two Pokemon are the same. Two Pokemon battling, one is always going to come out to be stronger than the other in some respects and regards. But certain Pokemon that you fight will boost your stats in certain areas. So some people will grind for hours and just fight the exact same Pokemon over and over and over again. And then to make up the difference, they'll use things like protein and carbos to boost whatever stats those things boost. Like it increases your overall stat, like speed permanently, or your special defense or whatever, something like that. So because, for example, that Alakazam has... because Alakazam has the highest special attack in the game, you'd probably want to raise your Alakazam to build that as strong as it can possibly go. There's a counter argument to it though, which is, okay, well, if Alakazam has a high special attack just naturally, why would you invest so much in that? Why wouldn't you build up the worst stat that it's got? And the logic behind that, and the reason why that is not the case and why you should never do that, is because Alakazam's defense is totally trash, and you can spend all the money and all the time to level him up and raise him to have the best possible defense that Alakazam could ever get, and it's still going to be terrible. So it doesn't really help. You're basically making something that's god awful to being still terrible, and you won't really see any positive outcome from that. So you're better off just building him to be as strong as he can be in what he's good at and not worry about what he's bad at, which I think goes directly against basic human instinct. Because if I suck at something, I'm gonna practice at it, I'm gonna work at that. But Pokemon don't work like that. If Alakazam is bad in one category, it's either defense or special defense, whichever one it is. Don't invest your time in it, because there's only there's a finite amount of training that you can do and how many stat points they can get when they max out, and you don't want to waste them when you can make something that's good perfect and make something that's, like I said, terrible to still terrible. There's no reason for that. So I hope that makes sense. That's the I believe those are the effort values, or EVs, not the Pokemon EV, but those are what the EVs are. The individual values are IVs, which is something that a lot of people started doing since Gen 2, Gold and Silver, when those stats were introduced. IVs were the breeding thing, because you couldn't breed Pokemon in Generation 1. So the best thing that you can do is just have a knowledgeable understanding of attack advantage, elemental advantages, things like that, and level advantage. So in tournaments, typically, like, your Pokemon were capped at, like, level 50 or something, or they just, like, made all of your Pokemon level 50, and then you just had to make the right choices of what moves to defeat your opponent to come out on top of the tournaments that you would maybe participate in, if that makes sense. Nowadays, it's way different and way more complicated. It's almost unbearably complicated. I can't stand it. Isabel, I was in a battle recently, and my mind was exceptional. I wish you could have seen it. Who calls and says stupid things like that? What makes you think I'm interested in that information? What am I going to do with that? Not only was I not able to reply, but that was also not helpful on my journey. That didn't help me with anything. I didn't learn anything. I'm not a better trainer because of it. Like, why call and say such silly nonsense? Although I will say, in some of the games, trading phone numbers with some people is a good idea because they end up calling you and telling you when a Pokemon appears. Like, hey, just saw a swarm of Pokemon that only show up at this time of day on this specific day of the week, and he's here now, so you should probably come and, catch that thing. But other than that, don't call me and tell me how your Minun is doing. I just could not care less about that. It's like we're not even friends. Like, we met for 5 seconds. We exchanged very few words. I beat your Pokemon into the ground. We exchanged numbers. We've not built any rapport, and you're telling me... You know what I'm saying? I know I'm complaining, but you get what I'm telling you. You know what I mean. Just seems silly to me. Wait, let's smash this rock. What was over here? I think this is the base, right, that he was talking about, is once you learn rock climb or something, you can climb up in here. There's nothing useful here, though. Whatever. I can't use it or do anything with it. Alright, so we're going to go up here. Meteor Falls, Rustboro City through here. Interesting. So we have the Meteor Falls thing. Let me take a look real fast, because I thought that we'd be going to Lava Ridge first, but we might not actually be. There might be a lot more between that. Let me see the map real fast. Where are we going? Rustboro, Lava Ridge. Yeah, Lava Ridge is way back there. I'm thinking... Oh, you know what? We can't go to Lava Ridge because Team Magma was blocking the path, and to get to Lava Ridge, we have to... Yeah, because... So, remember... So we... Let's see, where were we at before? Let's see, there was Verdant Turf, then we were at Mauville, then we went north, and then we went to the volcano, which is up here. It's not even on the map, I don't think. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. So if you're in this area... So this is Mount Chimney. This was blocked off by Magma, and so Magma... won't let us get on the cable cars to get to Lava Ridge. So in order to get to Lava Ridge, is what I'm trying to say, is we actually have to go through the Meteor Falls area, and we have to go through this event to do that. So we're going to have to stop here. So we'll take care of Meteor Falls, we'll defeat Magma and whatever it is that they're up to, and whatever happens in the next episode, and then head to Lava Ridge and get Gym Badge number 4, the Heat Badge from the Fire-type Gym Leader there in Lava Ridge. So anyway, hopefully there was some interesting stuff that you guys cared to hear about, my rants with EVs, IVs, and people bothering me when they call me, typical stuff. But nonetheless, thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate that. That's a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next installment when we take on the Meteor Falls event here, when we continue on our journey with Pokemon Emerald. But anyway, thanks again. Appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment if you dare. And I will see you next time when we continue the playlist. Be safe. Take it easy. See you later. Bye.